Hello, my cute little kittens and doggos. Today we're tackling the character you've all been waiting for, Snowflake! So let's not beat around the bush and jump straight to the video. Honestly, it's quite amazing how much uproar these two characters caused. It's quite interesting to speculate about how Marvel will move on from this. It would be nice to see these characters get revised after the backlash. But this is Marvel we're talking about. And I wouldn't be shocked if they went forward as planned. And make that cartoon. Anyway, the sketching part was very straightforward. I gave them this typical ninja pose throwing a shuriken. Now my first idea with this character was to just simply draw their original design, but fancier basically. But then inspiration hit me. All hail Katara from The Last Airbender, the most badass female heroine of history. Changed my mind. Anyway, I went off track. Basically, I got inspiration from the Water Nation tribe garments and put my own spin on it, while also including elements from the original. I also put a lot of fur on their clothes because their superpower deals with ice, and ice is cold, and you need to keep warm. Now, I'm not the best at drawing fur. So, including it that much probably wasn't the best idea, but it turned out fine in the end. Moving on. In my Trailblazer redesign, a lot of you didn't like the cape, but I just couldn't resist giving Snowflake one. And I think it suits Snowflake very well. And I also thought it would be really cute to make a hood sleeveless. And there's really not much to it, it's just a neat visual I wanted to include. I gave them fingerless gloves and protective armor. Having multiple layers of clothes really made this design interesting. I incorporated the original design of the stockings in my redesign too, because it already got so iconic I just could not include it. Basically to keep the design closer to the original, so they would still be recognizable as Snowflake, and not like my Trailblazer redesign. Their boots are really plain actually. I believe if I had put more details into them, it would clutter the drawing. So like this, the focus is drawn on the main garment and the hood. However, I still included these elements that reminded me of ice skates. What I also did was give them a mask and some longer hair. I mean, it's still really short, but I just made it a teeny tiny bit longer to differentiate them a bit more from their brother. Now the part I had really fun with was drawing the snowflake shurikens. In fact, the snowflake turned out so nice that I put it all over their outfit. Again, for the colors, I just sampled them, since they do go along very nicely, unlike the mess that was Trailblazer's color palette. But I had to desaturate the neon cyan a bit, because it was just too bright and hurt my eyes. What I also did was expand the color palette with a lot more shades of blue, to give more variety to each fabric. I was on the fence of whether or not to give Snowflake irises or not, because none of the other redesigns had irises so far. B Negative has his red glowing eyes, Screen Time has his visors, and I gave Trailblazer white eyes like the original old school superhero cartoons. But I wanted to include in what direction they look at. So anyway, they're the only one I gave eyes so far. A really fun idea I had with the eyes was to give the twins the opposite eye color of one another. It really just was a cute and fun idea I had, and I went with it. Another interesting thing about the red eyes is that they remind me of white bunnies, and that ties really well with her ice powers. Coloring in the fur was quite the hassle, because my line art isn't the cleanest in the world. Basically, I didn't get to use the almighty bucket tool. But anyway, shading the fur was really fun, and it really brought up the fluffiness of the fabric. And what I'm saying is, I didn't expect it to come out so good, since I don't draw fur that much. And the really effective technique I found out was to go over the line art with white lines. But anyway, then my program crashed, and I had to redo the whole shading I just did. So after having a small breakdown and eating dinner, I returned to finish this drawing. And that's why I'm doing this part again. But honestly, this time around I didn't shade Snowflake that much. I just didn't think it was necessary with this drawing. They already have so much going on, and the different fabrics already differentiate themselves without the inclusion of shading, so that's why I didn't went overboard this time. So after the whole shading was done, and I highlighted the hair, and I highlighted the eyes, and I highlighted the fur, I went ahead and gave a glow to her two main snowflakes. I love how these snowflakes turned out. They look so cool. Like ice. Haha. And after all of this, the drawing is still not done, because we still have to color in the lines. And only then could I call this drawing finished. And here's the comparison of my redesign and the original concept art. Honestly, I think that's the best redesign I've done so far. I'm really proud of it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm so excited to finish this series with Safe Space next time. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. It really means a lot to me. I hope you have a nice day, and bye bye!